Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Onyinye Chukwudi, and you're welcome to today's edition of Lunch and Learn. Today we are going to be going through an essential guide to B2B marketing in 2023. And at the end of this training, the hope is that we'll all understand what B2B marketing is, how to lay a proper foundation for marketing in 2023, then understanding like the journey of a B2B customer, how they flow through the sales funnel, and also how to market to B2B customers at every stage of the marketing funnel. And lastly, we'll be looking at like additional trends that B2B marketers should keep an eye on this year to get the best of their business marketing in 2023. I'm going to start with this quote by Deleon Ali, which says, "The buyer's journey is not really a linear path anymore. It's more about being ready with the content that prospects need when they are making a decision." And this is just like a summary of how purchasing decisions are made now. People are not very critical, if that's the right word, about like what they are buying and where they are buying from. It's just up to who is available when and if whatever product or service that they are looking for, if that product or service meets their need at the time. So nobody is dwelling for weeks. They are not thinking and analyzing their purchasing decision for weeks and months on end. People are very, very fast in making like their purchases. They are very fast in deciding what they need, just because the way that customer behavior has changed over the years, has been really, really quick. Most customers have everything that they need to make a decision online. So if you are in need of a product or service, you just need to go online and, you know, preview several different businesses and make a decision really, really quick. So the process is no longer, you know, as straight. Is more straightforward now. It's just not as complex as it used to be, where information is hoarded. People really need to search, even go physically to those stores, you know, ask sales agents and go through all of those complex processes in order to just make a product or service purchase decision. Now it's just straightforward. They go online, search, find, read, and make a decision. So that's the terrain that we're in. That is the marketing environment where the marketing environment where we exist now. So it is essential that businesses who service other businesses understand this in order to like edit their marketing process, in order to you know, arrange their marketing process to fit the current consumer behavior. Now, moving forward to understanding what B2B marketing is very, very simple. Every business that services other business are B2B businesses. So if your company, your brand, sell product, service, whatever, to other businesses, you need B2B marketing strategies. Whatever you use to sell is the B2B marketing strategy. So all businesses that service other businesses are B2B businesses. And they are quite different from like B2C businesses, even though there are some businesses that are both B2B and B2C. And if you look at those businesses, you would see that the way that they market to B2B customers are quite different from the way that they market to B2C customers. For instance, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is a very good example of like a B2B business that is also a B2C business, and they do marketing in like both spaces. And if you compare, you would see that the strategies that they use to get individuals to buy their products is quite different from the strategies that they use when they want to get distributors or companies or like wholesalers who would carry and distribute their products. So that's different. And in a B2B business, you are targeting individuals, but not individuals in themselves. You're targeting individuals that are making purchasing decisions for organization. Plenty people confuse this, plenty markets confuse this because they feel because you're targeting individuals, you need to, reach those individuals themselves, but those individuals are not individuals in themselves. I don't know if I'm making sense, but they are in they are in a position of an organization. For instance, very recently, I was in a position where I had to purchase something for my company, and I realized that the things that I would look out for if I was going to buy something for myself is very, very, very different from the way that I approached it, because I realized that even though I like this thing, it serves me. The people that we want to give this thing to, they are probably in like a different phase in life. They are in like a different level. The way that this product is going to service me is totally different from the way that it's going to service them. That's one way of looking at it. There's also the other way of, will my boss actually like this thing? So it's not just buying this thing for other people. It's the fact that my boss, who is like the head of the organization, has to approve that. And in her own thinking, I'm sure that she would say, oh, even if I like this thing, would the people I'm giving it to actually like it? So even her herself would have to think differently if she was going to purchase something for herself as opposed to purchasing something on behalf of Futuresoft. So even though you are targeting individuals, when it comes to B2B marketing, you need to understand that these individuals are not making those decisions by themselves. They are making it in place of their company. So the way that you approach the marketing, the things that you would do when you want to target them themselves and they as a business should be different. It's different. And in order to get the best result out of your marketing in 2023, it is very, very important that you lay a strong foundation. So you have to build an infrastructure in-house that is able to withstand all of the marketing activities that you are going to do outside. That's the only way that your marketing budget is going to translate to profits for your business. Because if you have a strong marketing strategy that brings people in, that helps them convert, but you don't have the right internal structure to keep that, then you will fail. In fact, you will do more harm than good, because all of the people that you attract, all of the people who end up buying from you, who end up patronizing your business, would have only bad things to say. So you are spoiling even not just your current reputation, not just your current business, the future as well. And we all know that in this day and age, it is very, 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 very easy for a business reputation to just be damaged. So it's something that you need to, put in at the back of your mind as a person who markets for a B2B business or as an owner of a B2B business, someone who owns a brand that services other brands as well. Then the first thing that we're going to be looking at when it comes to laying the right foundation for your business is knowing your brand positioning. This is very, 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 very important, because you can only market as good as what you know. You cannot sell what you don't know. You cannot tell stories around what you don't know. You need to understand what your business is. You need to understand the problems that it solves and how you are going to solve it. You need to know the intricacies of your business. Why does your business exist? What sort of people, what sort of problem, what sort of environment is best? What sort of environment best serve your business? If you are to describe your business as a person, how would you describe that? That is how you want to approach the knowledge of the business that you're trying to market. You need to know it, very, very intricately. That's the only way that you'll be able to create content, to create marketing strategies that would actually translate the spirit of the brand. So there's a few questions that can help you with this for businesses who haven't laid this sort of foundation for their business. There are a lot of business, even though they don't know it, but like from their stories of how they came to be, what they saw before they came to be, you can actually tell what the essence of their business is, even though they don't have it properly documented or written, and you can speak to their customers, the places where they exist, and like the sort of social sorry, please, if at any point you lose me, please let me know, because my internet is going on and off. Yeah, so I was saying the sort of social issues that they choose to get involved in. From those sort of details, you'd be able to tell what sort of business is, you'd be able to understand what their pain point is and the pain points that they're trying to solve for their customers as well. So you can tell all of that. But for businesses who are not yet very established and don't have all of that infrastructure built already, there are some questions that you can ask in order to like understand the business properly. So you can ask, when was this business founded? Why does this brand exist? What is the purpose of the brand? If you take away this brand and the solution that it's providing, what gap will be left in the industry where they exist? What solutions do they provide? How does this solution translate into like real life situations? How practical is it? If people buy and patronize your business, what is the benefits that they get from doing that? How do you operate? So as an organization, what is your organization spirit? What are the things that you value? What sort of people do you employ? You know, what sort of people do you attract as well? Are they the wrong people? Are they the right people? Is it something that you'd want to change? Who are the individuals that make up your company? So at the very high level, who are the people that make the decisions that actually carry the company along? What's important to these people? Some of individual values when it comes to like CEO, board level, translates to company as well. And sometimes you need to appeal to those sort of people in order to like win their businesses over. So what are the causes that are important to these people, and how do you reach them? As much as it is important to know and understand who you are as a business, what you do as a business, and the people that you are in business for, it is also important that those people see you the same way. So it's good, very, very good to know your business, understand all of the important details of your business and the ones that are not very important as well. But that should also rhyme with the outside perspective. So for your target audience, when they see your business, when they come across your business, when they come across your marketing on social media or whatever content that you're putting out, does that translate to what you as a brand wants to be? If it doesn't, this is something that you should be looking to, you know, align. So it is important to know where you stand, both internally and from the perspective of your stakeholders as well. Then the second thing that you can do to lay a very good foundation for marketing in 2023 would be to know your target audience. So I've explained this a bit because you're a B2B business. Is quite different from your marketing should be quite different from other businesses that, you know, service B2C customers. Your strategy should be different. You need to understand the businesses that you are servicing. So what do those businesses need? Do the people who make up the business, what do they need? How can you appeal to them? You need to understand their business cycle as well. When they need your products or your service, why they need it, and the people that would be using your business, your product and your service. You need to understand this. This is the only way that you'd be able to reach your target audience where they are, how they want to be reached, and when they actually need you. That's very, very important. If you remember the quotes in the beginning, it is all about meeting people when they need you the most. So they don't even need to think too much. They don't need to dig too much, because you are just right in their face exactly when they need to make that decision. So you need to know that. You need to know when. And in order to do that, you need to understand the businesses that you are servicing. Businesses have like yearly calendar, yearly cycle at the beginning, when I think the beginning of most business years starts the year before. So you need to know when they are drawing up budget for certain things, and see if that is when you need to get in, and do your pitch. That's when you need to get into their faces and let them know that it's something that they would need, so that they would draw you into their budget before it's too late. So knowing when your target audience needs you is very, very important. Now, to knowing what your competition, who your competition is actually a very important part of building solid foundation as well. I don't think that there's any business that is unique. Even though businesses have like unique selling points, but no business has never existed before. A lot of businesses spring up as a result of like identifying gaps in solutions that other businesses are already providing, and then like they build their structure to fill in that gap. In so doing, they create other gaps that other businesses need to fill as well. So like where businesses exist, there are other businesses that provide, if not the same, but like similar solutions, similar products, and they service the same sort of clients. So you need to know your competition, not in a way to like compare or like copy. It just in a way to like study. Like I said, businesses spring up as a result of gaps that other businesses have left unfilled. So they they spring up to fill that gap. These are the sort of like intricacies that you want to be looking out for when it comes to like your competitors. What are they doing that has worked? What hasn't worked? What are they currently doing? How are your target audience, who are also similar to their target audience, how are they receiving that? What is the drawback of all of the activities that your competition are doing? Is this something that can be improved on? Is this something that is leaving your target audience like a bad taste in the mouth? Is this and if it is this something that you can repair using your service? So is their customer experience excellent? If it's not, how can you as a business, come in and provide what your competition is not providing? So you need to study your competitors. It's actually like the cheapest thing you can do as a business owner, because they have already spent money in like marketing, they've spent money in doing the research, they've spent money, in building that structure. You just go in, look at them, because they've already done all of that. You don't need to spend so much, in doing the background work. You just need to learn from their mistakes, package it properly and sell it as a solution, if that's what you want to do, or just so where they stand as a business and how you can compete against that. So understanding your competition is actually very, very important, and it's critical when it comes to marketing. The difference between you and your competition is how well you are able to, pitch your service, your product against theirs. As long as you understand what their weakness is, what their shortcomings are, and how you can beat that, it is most likely that you'd be able to outmarket them, because you know everything that you need to know about them. So if you do a proper competitor analysis, you can help differentiate your marketing strategy and pain points of your target audience, and you'll be able to best address all of the gaps that your competitors are leaving, to to be able to have success in, 2023. Then to knowing your marketing options, a lot of businesses make the mistake of just like existing on social media. There are a lot of social media channels. There are like more than we can count as marketers, a lot of social media channels. All of the social media channels are cool. A lot of them are fun. But as a business, you really don't need all of them. You really don't need to exist on all social media channels. In fact, it's almost impossible to exist on all of this or all social media platforms the right way, like the way you need to appear on them as a business successfully. Like I don't think that you can do all of them the right way excellently. So it's just best that you concentrate on where your target audience are. You don't need to exist everywhere. A lot of B2B businesses, I think the best channel that you can be on is LinkedIn. We'll talk a bit more about like conversion on LinkedIn. But the fact that a lot of content on certain channels go viral and they reach a lot of people shouldn't really count as a B2B business for you. It shouldn't count for you as a B2B business, because even though those contents reach a certain amount of people, I think I should use TikTok as an example. There are a lot of, I think TikTok right now is like the happening channel. It's the best channel when it comes to like content distribution, reaching a wide audience of people. But if you look at the quality of people that it is reaching as well, it is very, very little. And in as much as it's reaching all of these people, the percentage of B2B businesses that can actually convert from that is like a tiny bit. But if you are a B2B business that also end up servicing B2C clients as well, it's probably not a bad idea. But for a B2B business, it's better to concentrate on channels where you have like the large percentage of professionals, people who make decisions on like board level, C-level, executive level. So you want to be on those platforms. That's like the best way for you to convert. Those are the people that have the budget to, buy your product and service, depending on what you sell as a business. Now we're going to move on to the next part of the training, which is understanding B2B sales channel, sales funnel rather, sorry. A sales funnel is basically the journey that your prospective clients will go through from the moment where they get in touch with your brand to the point where they exchange value. That means when they spend money on something, on your product or your service, and even after what that experience evokes in them. So that's what's like your sales, that's what a typical sales funnel is. What's your prospective experience, what your prospective client experience from the point they get to know you up until like after they've made a purchasing decision. And there's typically 4 stages of a B2B sales funnel. Depending on who you are reading or what you are reading, this can be expanded to like 6 or 7, but basically there are 4. All of the other expansions can be contained in this 4. The first stage is the awareness stage. This is the stage where they come in contact with your brand for the first time. Up until this point, they've never heard anything about your business, about your products. They never knew who you were before the awareness stage. So they just came in contact with your business either from searching on social media. They were a laptop, for example, and then they searched who the best vendors in Lagos and you came up, or it was just like a random ad that was targeted to them while they were scrolling on social media, or maybe they spoke to someone about like a pain point and the person recommended your brand, and then they went to look for it. Whatever the case is, they are just meeting you for the first time. And at this stage, there are usually like a lot of people. If you look at the diagram of the sales funnel that I have, you would see that as you come down the funnel, the number of people reduces, and that's normal for every sales funnel, because the number of people you attract would not eventually be the number of people that end up converting. But you want to make sure that like your conversion ratio is high. There's an industry standard for a lot of like B2B conversion metrics, but you should aim for at least 10%, depending on what the beginning of your funnel looks like. You should aim for at least 10%. So 10% of the people who initially have interest in your brand should convert to money. Value, whatever it is that you want them to exchange at the end, it should be 10% at least. You can do more. If you are doing less, you can, tweak things based on the learnings that you get from this training and see if that helps. So yeah, at this stage, they are just getting to know your brand, and it's the first contacts that they have with your brand. From the awareness stage, they move over to like the interest stage. They've searched for you, they found you, and now they are interested. You have what they are looking for, like on a higher level. They've seen the products, but now because they have interest in maybe patronizing your brand, they start to dig deeper. And as they are digging deeper, they would probably find other people who are offering the same thing. So at this point, they are comparing what they found about you and what your competitors are doing, and they are comparing like price, maybe UX. They are comparing your location, if you are easily accessible. They are comparing the services that you offer. If you are a product business, do you have like other services to support that product? So if people buy from you, you send people who will go and set it up, for instance, or probably educate your customers on how to use the product. This could be like physical, or it could be like video tutorials as well. They are just checking to see that you are providing the best package possible that they can spend their money on. So this is what the interest stage is. It's basically like a research stage where they are trying to decide if you are the best option for them. From the interest stage, they move over to like the decision stage. This is where eventually they've gone through all of the information that they gathered in the interest stage, and then they make a decision to hopefully make a purchase with your they make a decision to either buy your products or your service. So that this is the decision stage. And from the decision stage, they now move over to like the action stage. At this stage, usually you want people who have who bought your product or your service to want to come back. You want them to have like a good experience. You want them to have a really, really nice customer experience that they would eventually tell other people about. So all of the actions that they take after they've experienced your brand, you want it to be positive, so that they would either come back as a customer and they begin your sales funnel from the beginning again, or they tell other people who would eventually be attracted to your brand and go through that whole circle all over again. So your sales funnel is supposed to be like a revolving door. There shouldn't be a point where like it's static and there's no movement going. It should be a revolving door. And at every level of your sales funnel, there are things that you should be doing in order to move your customers, your perspective from one stage to the other stage, marketing wise, I mean. And that's what we are going to be looking at this next stage of the training. So in the awareness stage, you want to know what your buyer's persona is. I already sort of hinted this in the beginning, where I said as a B2B business, you need to understand your target audience and their business. So you need to know what their business cycle is. So for a typical customer for your business, what is their year like? When does it end? When do they make decisions? When do they draw budgets? When do they make payments? When do they actually need what it is that you're offering as a business? You need to understand what that persona is up to the details. We've had several trainings about buyer personas. They are available on our YouTube channels if you would want to look at that. But I will try and explain this as well as I possibly can, but if you find it really confusing, I would advise that you go back and watch some of those training or read our blog post as well. So a persona is supposed to be like individualizing your customers. So if you go through your target audience list, you put them into categories, and then you draw a persona for them. So for each of those clients, you want to describe them in as very detail as possible. You want to put every single detail about them, maybe what their age is, so when were they founded, what services do they offer, what industry are they in, what do they need your product and services for. If it's a product and service that individuals in the company are going to be using, how would those people be using them? Those people that are using them, who are they as individuals? So you need to go into like very, very intricate details in order to understand what your buyer personas are. And you need to build this for every segment of your target audience. So for as many segments of your target audience as you have, you want to have a buyer persona for all of them. This way, you can tailor your content to specific sections of your target audience. That's the purpose of building a buyer persona. So what this does for you at the awareness stage is that once a target audience who belongs to any sector of your stakeholders come in contact with your business, they find what they are looking for. That's the purpose of it, to guide your content, to guide your marketing, to guide your offerings. So how you sell product to person A is not the same way you sell it to person B, because what they require as a business is different. So you tailor your marketing to suit them. Then you want to be creating social media posts as well with clear call to action. So what are your social media post meant to achieve? As businesses, ideally your social media should not be like your conversion point, or even if it is, you should be leading somewhere else. So say you want people to convert in the DMs, for instance. When you post on social media, on your stories, reels, whatever it is you are doing, you want to ensure that there is a clear call to action to say, send us a message in the DM. If you want them to sign up for your newsletter, it should be clearly stated. If you want them to read your blog post or go to your website or go directly to the products that you're selling, you want to leave your links there, so that when people come there, they're not just reading your post, they can actually go and find additional information about like your products and your brand. The same thing you want to do with your blog post as well. You want to explain your product, your service in as many details as possible in several different ways. You cannot write so much of blog posts. So you want to be writing as much as possible, and you want them distributed all over, on LinkedIn, on your website, on your blog, a standalone blog. You want to be featured in other people's websites as well, just so that when people search, they have like a lot of information. And your blog post should be tangible. Just because you have to write many does not mean you write a lot of useless blog posts that people would not be able to find useful information in. You want to, make them very, very substantial so that even people who don't need your products will probably read it, understand it, and know in their circle who needs it. So you want to do infographics as well. These best suits people who are more visual. So with infographics, there's less text and more graphics, like as in pictures and description. So for people who are not like visual people, for people who are not text people rather, that don't like to read long blog posts or like description on website and stuff, with infographics, you can tell them everything they need to know in just, that small square, and they have all of the information that they need. Podcast as well. This is great for B2B business as well, because a lot of B2B businesses, people who make decisions for these people are very busy people. So some of them would rather just, listen on the way while doing other things. And, podcast is a good way to, get to those sort of people. So these are a list of things that you want to be doing for your awareness stage. You want to get as much content about your product, about your service. You want to get it out as much as you can. Then at the interest stage, you want to be creating explainer videos, because at this stage, they are comparing you with, your competitors, and also finding everything that they need to know so that they can, put the information side by side. So you want to be explaining every single detail of your products. These days, it's not advisable to build products that are complex to understand and use. But if your product or service fall within that category, or even if they don't, it's good to have like explainer videos explaining to people what this product really does, how it does what it does, the people who are behind it. You also want to be creating advert as well, because people have probably searched you, indicated interest online about like a product or service that you offer. When you run ads, it will be targeted to them. We've all been in situations where you speak, you don't even search it, you speak of something, and it's like your phone picks it up, and when you open your phone, you start getting ads about like certain things that you mentioned in conversations. So imagine when people now search for something that you offer, a product or a service, it's like you'll be bombarded with ads about that. So you want to, fall within that category, not in the bombard way that irritates people, but just in a way that they see your product, they feel that it's something that they're looking for, and oh, they found it. So you want to be running ads. You want to be doing newsletters as well. This is a way to keep in touch with your target audience, a way to like get personal. With newsletters, you don't want it to be too much in such a way that they unsubscribe, but you want it to be just timely with the right information, and that it directs them exactly to where they need to be. So if you want them to go to your website, you want them to go directly to a product that you're trying to explain in the newsletter, or an explainer video even, newsletters are like a very, very good way to do that. Then there's webinars and ebooks. These are other things that you can be doing for your interest stage as well. With webinars, you can invite even other people who are knowledgeable in that industry, who know and understand what the environment, the industry where you exist in, how it's successful, what to do in order to, be successful in that industry. You can invite other people, or even do it in-house with the experts that you have. What you are doing with ebooks is like personalizing your brand, showing people that this business knows what it's doing, and it has like the right people behind it doing that. So with webinars, they are very, very good, so that even if people haven't heard of your brand or your business, they know the individuals, and they resonate with those individuals, and it's a way to like bring people in to your business. And that's a very, very good way of like creating like an emotional trigger for people that would that they now eventually make decision. Ebooks are very, very convenient. They are handy. They are easy to read. Ideally, they should be easy to read, accessible, and should be very, very informative. So it's something that you can do. You can share them in your emails, and they're also a great way to generate leads. So you can do it in such a way that it's gated content that people who download it, you know that they have interest in your brand, and because they drop some of their information, depending on how you customize it, the information that is important to you as a business, their name, their email, phone number, address, organization type, you know, just what is important to you as a business, what sort of record do you want to have about your customer, your target audience. You want to customize your gated contents form to address that, and it's such a way to collect data of all of your target audience, and that's where you'll be able to remarket to them because they've shown interest, they've downloaded your ebooks, you know that they definitely are interested in what you are offering, so you can move them along your sales funnel with your content. Then at the decision stage, which is like the conversion stage, you want to be leading them directly to what you are selling, because they've already made up their mind. There's no point sending them social media content, blog posts, ebooks, like they've decided already. So you want to be leading them straight to where they want to be. They want to be, so that they don't get distracted and, you know, go somewhere else. So you want to send them directly to your product season landing page. You want to use gated content as well. So whatever channel that is your conversion channel, that is what you want to be pushing at your decision stage, not the beginning of your funnel. So if your DMs, WhatsApp, websites, shop page is where people exchange value for your product or your service, that's what you want to be pushing at this stage. And it's also at this stage that you want to now be explaining to them how to use your service now that they have it, what they can do to utilize it, you know, to get their money's worth. Are there additional services that they can access as a result of like them purchasing your products? So they have like a free trial period or consultation period or like a warranty period. That's like the sort of information that you want to be pushing, how to use, how to care for, you know, demos of like the products in action, the things that they can actually do to get their money's worth from whatever it is that you've sold to them. This is the stage that you want to, and this will now facilitate how they feel in such a way that they will not take positive action towards, you know, your product, your service. They would, you know, go online, give testimonials, you know, express concern about maybe something that is difficult to find, difficult to use. These are like the information that you want to have available, so that when new people, ideally you want to be fixing that with like new edition of your product or service, you want to be fixing that. But if you've not gotten to that stage yet, you want to ensure that the answers to whatever questions they have is available either on your website or social media, wherever your customers are. You want to ensure that all of their concerns, all of their needs will be met based from them just searching for that concern or need. Now to the last part of the training, which is the additional marketing trends that we should be looking out for in 2023. You agree with me that like marketing has changed a lot. At least I came into marketing about 5 years ago, and the things that I knew and learned before pivoting my career in marketing are almost useless right now, because there's this constant change and movement when it comes to marketing. The metrics that were important when it I'm speaking specifically for digital marketing, the trends that were important then, they are far less important right now, especially for B2B businesses. I think B2B businesses are beginning to realize that social media buzz, likes, engagement is actually useless to them. So for them, they want actual conversion, because a B2B business will probably not generate as much buzz as a B2C business would. So they are beginning to realize what is tangible for B2B business is quite different from what is tangible for B2C businesses. And it's made B2B marketing a bit more difficult or complex to do, but it's not impossible. And it's something that can be done as long as you as a business continue to re-strategize and re-edit your process to, move along with current trend and realizing what is important for your business as well. As a B2B business, you shouldn't be comparing what other businesses count as success, and comparing that to yours, because businesses are different. What's important to them is different as well. For some businesses, they just want people to, know about them. They want to be thought leaders. They want to establish their dominance in certain industries. For other businesses, they just want to, get a small space where people are actively purchasing from them, coming back, and they have constant customers. They don't mind, they don't care about the name and dominance, and they really don't care about that, as long as they are making money, making sales, and they continue to be in business. That's what's important to them. So businesses differ in the things that are important to them. So you need to tailor your strategy to fit that. For marketing trends in 2023, I've listed out a couple that I think that personally we should keep an eye on, and as B2B marketers, it's something that you need to get better at doing. And the first one is social media. Social media has been since its invention, since the time that it came to be. It has been, a very important channel, especially for creating awareness and content distribution. However, a lot of businesses make the mistake of focusing on the wrong channel, just because certain channels create more buzz than other channels. But the truth is important to, focus on channels. As a B2B business, it's better to focus on the channels where your target audience are. There's a higher level of professionals who are the people that are actually making decisions. They are the ones behind B2B businesses. You want to focus on the channels where they exist and the places that they would ideally go to look for solution. Even though Instagram and Facebook has a very, the metaverse in fact has a higher percentage of people that exist in it. However, 80% of B2B leads come from LinkedIn alone, even though LinkedIn is a small verse compared to the metaverse. 80% of B2B leads still come from there, just because professionals are more, it's a channel that is serious. Everybody knows if you want to do business, you go to LinkedIn. Professionals who make decisions will probably take your LinkedIn content more seriously than a TikTok dance that you do. They would not make decisions based on how viral your products went on TikTok, as opposed to tangible customer referral, or your webinar, or your LinkedIn content, and the things that you show on LinkedIn as opposed to TikTok. So I think that social media is a great channel and will continue to be a great channel as long as businesses are focusing on the right one and doing exactly what they need to do on that, on those channels to get the best out of their marketing. There's also video marketing. This one has evolved a lot since it started. There was long form videos, and now there are short video content. Those ones are doing better now, and I think that they would continue to, because we're seeing channels concentrate more on video marketing. When it comes to videos, it's not very difficult to understand why video is like becoming very, very popular in marketing. They are fun to watch. You remember them faster, like they are at the back of your mind as opposed to like text, something that you read. I can't remember what percentage it is now, but there's a research that says like you remember, I think 91% of something that you watch as opposed to like 30-something% of something that you read. So because videos are like visually appealing, and a lot of people are more visual, like in the way that they respond to things as opposed to text. So they continue to do well. So videos are like a way to go. And for B2B businesses, you don't necessarily need to be doing TikTok or Reels. There are other forms of content. I've mentioned some podcasts, webinars, YouTube videos, editorials, explanatory videos. All of these sort of videos you can now repurpose to maybe short form content that you can post on other channels if you exist on those channels. But videos are like a good marketing trend that businesses need to start investing in 2023. And then there's augmented reality and virtual reality as well. This one is quite expensive, so it's not very, very popular, but we've seen like in situations like real life situations where they are used. I don't know if any of you have shopped from IKEA before. You would see that they have like a section in their website where you can go. I think if you take a picture of your space and upload, you can actually like design your space virtually with their furniture and see how your furniture fits in the space before you actually buy it. Coca-Cola uses this to show businesses how their fridges and machine will look in your space. There's a lot that you can do with augmented reality. It's a way for you for your prospective customers and your target audience to experience your products, your services before they actually make a decision to buy. So it's a great way to get noticed. Then there's people-focused marketing, which essentially is humanizing your brand. So it's showing, showcasing like the talents that you have in your company that is actually doing the work. So people do business with people. A lot of business decisions have been made just because of personal relationship, or just the fact that I know as an individual that this particular person who exists in this industry does amazing. I trust them. I know that they know what they are doing. So because I have a personal relationship with a particular person, I end up using their business just by, whether it's close or from far away, the respects that I have for them. So it is quite very, very important, especially now that a lot of things are, going digital, and the emotional part behind business decision is being ignored. Personalizing your brand would be very, very important. Like if you go to a website and you just see maybe robots and pictures of stock images and stuff, and you don't see actual real people that do the work, you would feel a certain way, as opposed to when you go to a website and you see the professionals behind the business, you see what they do, you see them as human beings. The emotion that you get when you come in contact with those two different situations is totally, totally different. So it's very, very important that you continue to humanize your brand. What we are doing right now is an excellent example. At Futuresoft, we have these launch and learn sessions. Every single member of the team has to be involved, because we all do different things, and the clients that we service them differently. The what we are selling to them is different. Every single member of the team has different roles, different specialties. And when we do launch and learn like this, everybody gets to show that like we are a solid team. And if you don't like me, you probably like someone else who you've seen in the team before. You've seen Nkem do her launch and learn. You've seen David do his, like you've seen other people. So there's this, even though you don't know it, but there's like this emotional connection that you are building, that when next you think of like a digital marketing agency, Futuresoft comes to mind. And it's just because of the little efforts that we've made in putting like our people out there that helped you make that decision to come to us when you need something in the digital marketing space. Yeah, that's it for this training. I hope that you learned a thing or two. If you have any questions, I will take questions now. I don't know, you can unmute yourself to ask, or leave it in the chat sessions and I would answer.
Yeah, how are you?
Hi, David.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I say I have a question, but I think I found the session pretty much very insightful, and I think it's very detailed, and actually I would say it's actually more than an essential guide. I think this is almost like workshops. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for that. Does anyone have any other questions or comments?
Okay, thank you so much, Onyinye, for the amazing, insightful session. Thank you, everyone, for joining once again. So, do we have any other question for Onyinye? Any question for Onyinye? Yeah? Okay, so in the absence of questions, we can now bring the session to an end. Please note that the video will be available on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions while watching the video, kindly drop them in the comment section. I will be more than glad to answer your questions. Please join us next time for another exciting session. Have an amazing day, everyone. Thank you for joining.